start with a short presentation. After that, we are doing a video presentation, sir. And after that, there is one more, and then we'll open the Q&A. So we can start with the presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. In recent years, we have seen that unregistered entities are increasingly misleading the investors by collecting funds without authorization and then siphoning of these funds for personal gain. To proactively curb such fraudulent activities, SEBI is coming up with a structured and validated UPI address mechanism featuring a exclusive handle which will be for SEBI registered investor-facing intermediaries. We have named this exclusive handle as valid. The objectives will be to address impersonation and thereby the promise of unrealistic returns by these fraudulent unregistered entities operating in the market. And this framework will enable investors to transfer funds directly to the registered entities through a secure and verified payment channel. This new framework will verify the authenticity of the UPI IDs and bank accounts of registered intermediaries as well. As mentioned, this is our countermeasure at valid UPI handle for SEBI intermediaries. This handle will be allocated by NPCI to self-certified syndicate banks. We have given one example of complete handle. First is the username. The first part of the UPI address is the username. So for example, if we are taking a registered broker as ABC Limited, so if the broker keeps its username as ABC, so that will be ABC. If it is a broker, then the segment will be displayed abc.brk followed by the handle at valid followed by the bank name SBI, ICICI, HDFC, etc. This handle has to be mandatorily obtained by intermediaries. And for visual verification, we are also coming up with a thumbs up icon inside a green triangle. For other transactions, NPCI currently, for example, in GPay, we have a tick, green tick. So for intermediaries registered with SEBI, this will be a thumbs up inside a green triangle. Now I would request Sumit to take us through the technological architecture and another tool, SEBI checks.
So here we are also making available a utility for investors in multiple languages through which they can check the authenticity of the UPI IDs along with the bank details in case they want to transact using any other mode. This tool and the skills we'll be covering in a separate video in more details just after the presentation. This is the overall process flow. When we issue the circular, NPCI will allocate the handles and banks will undertake the change in their systems, and then intermediaries will start requesting for handles using our separate pipeline being built by us. And once banks confirms that and allocates those handles to those respective intermediaries in their system, intermediaries will be notified that they have been allocated. This is the architecture, five-pillar architecture which covers the entire implementation, and this we will be covering in more details for better understanding in the following video. We call this architecture Vajra, which stands for verification and automatic joint reconciliation architecture. And expected benefits to assure investors payment reach verified and registered market intermediaries, to motivate investors to approach only registered entities for their investment needs, and to provide a clear warning sign whenever they are making the payments in case they are dealing with any unregistered entity, and to combat fraud and bolster investor protection. Now, thank you. Now we'll play a short video which will elaborate the concept in better details.
The stock is going to take. At Newton Investing, we from the movement of celestial bodies to the path your stock is going to take. At Newton Investing, we provide you with the best tools to stay ahead in the market and make a lot of money.
We know who you are, Mr. Einstein.
Oh, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting better returns? Invest with Einstein Investments, a SEBI promoted intermediary, to achieve outstanding returns.
Again, neither your claims nor your registration is true, Mr. Einstein. You might have come across one of these situations, or both, where an unregistered entity is impersonating a registered intermediary, or another entity is making false promises to investors. Both of these issues stem from a third issue, a lack of verification. So how can an investor ensure that the website or app they are using is genuine, or that the ad they saw on social media or the message they received on a messaging app is from a registered intermediary? To observe closely, these malpractices are for financial gain. Therefore, having a verification mechanism at the payment stage could resolve all three issues in one go. To protect the interests of investors, SEBI introduces valid UPI IDs. These UPI IDs will be exclusively available to the SEBI-registered verified intermediaries and will be allocated by banks only after verification through a secure and separate pipeline being created by SEBI for verification. Now, an investor would be able to verify the authenticity of a SEBI-registered intermediary by checking at valid in the UPI ID while sending the money. In our case, the username would comprise an easy-to-identify name, followed by the category suffix they belong to help investors identify the capacity of registration, such as broker, mutual fund, or advisory. The handle would appear like this. Since the handles can only be allocated by NPCI and function at the bank or app level, they will only be available to selected syndicate banks already associated with SEBI. An analysis of the top 11 brokers indicates that about 98% of investors transfer 5 lakh rupees or less per day, which is the upper limit of UPI currently. All UPI transfers to intermediaries will shift to these new standard handles only. However, this will not affect existing SIPs being processed using the older handles, but all future SIPs initiated will need to use the new handles only. The investors will be free to choose UPI or any other payment method they prefer. These standardized, unique UPI IDs are only the face of the implementation. For effective functioning, Mr. A should not be able to obtain a handle that sounds like Mr. B. Most importantly, investors should be able to take these as a single source of truth, which no unscrupulous actor should be able to bypass in any manner. We are ensuring this by leveraging technology with a unique 5-pillar architecture. We call this technological architecture Vajra, which stands for Validation and Automatic Joint Reconciliation Architecture. The first pillar is a standard data entry utility that ensures the usernames adhere to the standard convention and are free of any typographical errors. This is based on a background algorithm that generates them using the intermediary's own registered name or trademark, followed by the category and bank handle. The intermediary can access this utility to request a UPI ID only after securely accessing a separate pipeline being developed in the SEBI's intermediary portal. Requests received from the intermediaries will be automatically sorted and will be sent to the respective banks. The second pillar, enhanced intermediary verification, ensures banks can confirm that their client is an actual intermediary registered with SEBI. Here, banks access the request for allocation of UPI IDs with newer handles from intermediaries through a secured interface provided by SEBI. Previously, banks used to rely on physical documents and, similar to investors, they also did not have any other, more secure manner to check the authenticity of the intermediary registration. This stage ensures that the requests they are receiving are only from verified, registered intermediaries. The bank now just needs to allocate the requested UPI ID in its own system and confirm each request. But how does a bank know if there are changes at SEBI's end in the status of an intermediary after the allocation, or what if there are changes at the bank's end itself? Here comes our third pillar, an automatic bidirectional flow of data using APIs between SEBI and syndicate banks. This also ensures further transparency. In case a record is in the bank's data, but not in SEBI's system, an alert will be sent to the bank highlighting the mismatch. But what if someone still gets access to one of these handles? How can SEBI find out if any such handle exists and, most importantly, how to ensure investors' trust never shakes in these handles? We went an extra mile by erecting the fourth pillar of Vajra. Every day, NPCI will share the list of pay UPI IDs under at valid handles with SEBI, and an automatic system similar to the bank's one will identify any non-existent UPI ID in our database. In case it finds one, it will automatically send an alert to the respective bank and NPCI email IDs. There was still one problem to solve, which is the human side. If the bad actor puts valid before the app, or if the person is a non-English speaker or not very tech-savvy, what then? The fifth pillar of Vajra makes this strong and secure technology more accessible to the common investor in their own language. We are making a utility called SEBI Check available on the SEBI website. This utility will be available in multiple languages, similar to SEBI's toll-free helpline. The user would be able to verify the authenticity of a UPI ID just by using a picture or scanning an intermediary's QR code. Additionally, the SEBI Check also provides the functionality to verify the bank account number and IFSC. To check a UPI ID, one just needs to click this button, and similar to other UPI scanning, they would be able to check it. The correct validated UPI will be shown in green text with an option to copy it directly to be pasted into any of the UPI or bank apps. In case of an invalid UPI, the text would appear red, indicating a warning to the investor. Similarly, investors would also be able to verify the bank account number and IFSC using the registration number of the respective entity against the verified database.
Thank you team. So after this short and packed presentation, we have 10 more minutes to go through something else which so this centralized fee collection mechanism for IA and RA is already in place, sir. And we are using this opportunity because we are already presenting this concept. Though it's already in place, we'll just take them through about 10 minutes of that.
Good evening, everyone. So SEBI has facilitated the development of a centralized fee collection mechanism for our registered investment advisors and research analysts, and the name is SEPCON. So safe collection, which
issue?
it's not showing. Anyway. So this mechanism provides for a secure and closed ecosystem for the investors to pay fees to the registered investment advisors and research analysts. This mechanism was developed in consultation with industry participants like the industry associations, BSC Limited, which is the current RAS3, and banks and payment gateway providers. This provides for secure and transparent fee payments from the investor to the IARA through a validated channel. It ensures that payments are made only to SEBI registered IAs and RAs, just like in our earlier presentation. We were trying to tackle with the problem of people who are not registered and they will give a different payment gateway which is not validated. So this is something which kind of differentiates between registered and unregistered entities. So it ensures safety, transparency, and most of all peace of mind to the investor, because the amount is paid only to the registered IARA. It also ensures that there's a proper audit trail in case later some kind of grievance happens or needs to be addressed. The payment modes which are supported are net banking, debit cards, also credit cards, UPI, autopay, IMPS, NEFT, ENAC and checks are also allowed. So basically here investor even has the option of paying through a credit card. The wallet feature which they just told about, this can be easily integrated into this also. Thank you. So this was a short presentation on SEBCOM, which is operational from October 1, 2024. This is yet optional. We have not made it mandatory. People are using it, and I think we have collected like a fee of around 5 crore has been collected till date. But we want this to be adopted by more and more IAs and RAs. So we are taking steps to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, team. Sir,
So, I think first of all, so it's basically, as you know, that there's a lot of concern, public concern. We read also that many people are becoming prey to frauds, cyber frauds, in which a lot of cloning of apps happen. You know, the people are taken to some similar looking apps of the brokers or through WhatsApp, and the people then are able to are investing that money thinking that they are actually investing in with the registered brokers, but they are actually not. They are being just taken to this, and a huge amount of money many of the people have lost. And these complaints do also come to us where basically it's a police action, the cyber crime, and then it goes through the cyber helpline, 1930, and it has to go through that action, but the money is transmitted very, very fast from one bank account to another. The people are really losing. We have to find out some systemic solutions to it, because we have, as you know, that we have 130 million unique investors now, and a lot of new investors are coming, and we needed a system where, at least on the securities market, if the people are investing, they should invest through a meta where they are able to know systemically whether they are really investing in the right one. Now, some of the steps which have already been taken is, one is that whitelisting of apps, which have already been whitelisted apps are there in exchanges sites, and one we are going forward, we will be working with the Play Store and other both iOS and Android to see that they are properly validated apps are only displayed, and that work is on.
Verified status.
That verified status, that work is on, and very soon I think we should be able to also again inform you on that issue. I am not today in particular highlighting that. We are basically highlighting the issue that we are going to have on a much wider systemic scale, which is the payment system itself, where we are bringing in a new UPI within the UPI system, and you have seen how it will help in knowing, for you to know, and you can check up on any bank account whether it is a bank account of the registered inventory, either broker or mutual fund. You should be able to check it. So this would be very handy, and going forward, as we will see, it will be implemented from 1st of October. So the process is, as you have said, is the first, we are issuing the circular today, and the copy of the circular is also with you. It will also be uploaded today on our website. And then following that, NPCI will issue communication to all banks and allocate handles, and there will be changes at the bank stages in their IT systems, and then the intermediary requests for allocation of handles. Then the banks will confirm, and then once we are ready, then we will be able to roll out. The second part, of course, is to let the people know on a much wider scale. That will be a part of our SEBI-wide ecosystem. We'll be doing an investor awareness campaign. The next 2 years, we will have a coordinated investor protection campaigns on basic themes. And one of the first themes will be cyber security, prevention of cyber frauds, investing safe, and providing a safe space. Like in this, you can have a safe space through a particular channel in which you see that the funds are secured, because once the funds are there and whether registered, anything which is relating to that, that's not a problem, because we have a scores portal. If you have any problem with a broker, if you have a problem with any of this regulated entity, of course we have a system grievances level. That scores portal, which is effectively addressing grievances. But what we cannot do is, completely cyber fraud, which is outside our system. So therefore, we are providing for this, and I would like to recognize here some of our departments, in particular, in this case, it will be the DEPA, and which is Department of Economic Policy and Analysis, and ITD, which is the Information Technology Department. So I would like to, also recognize and our member, Anant Narayan, and I would also like to have my people standing up and saying this thing, Chalo. Sumit and Subhida have created this Subhida, and then others. Yes.
Aradhna and Abhishek from the SETCOM.
नहीं, पहले वो तो आपका भी आएगा. आपका भी आएगा. पहले आप और ED.
Shashi Kumar, who is looking at DEPA and investor awareness also.
Now on the ITD team will be common, so I'll get them introduced. They will be common to everyone. Yes, please. So as you will see that these are very complex systems, and there is a lot of coordination which is required from various stakeholders. So a lot of groundwork has been done, and this system has been designed. Now as regards the second one is something where again it really impacts people, because many complaints used to come as that we are paying to registered advisors or unregistered advisors. So that there are two kinds of things. One is an investment advisors, and another is research analyst. These are fee-based services. So it is not investments, your money. It is the advice that you get it and pay fees. And so the system has been in operation, and we thought that since this is also an people-oriented system, we also get to know, the media also gets to know about it for wider dissemination among public, and this is that CEFCOM, where the fees can be, if you have to pay the fees to investment advisors and registered analysts for the advice that you do, these are for the registered entities, then you are able to use that CEFCOM system. Which means that whether the person is registered or unregistered, you can know that, because your payments will be made only to a registered advisor if you follow the CEFCOM. So this one, I think the team which handled it, they should stand up and introduce.
Sir, from the MIRSD team, Aradhna, Abhishek and Rahul.
And then, of course, ED level, Jeevan, you know that. You know him from MIRSD is a vital thing, but this is another one important initiative. And the third one, as you say, that we will be coming forward, I told you, is that that whitelisted apps which are already there in that, but how we will be able to have the verified whitelisted apps only from the downloadable from the Play Stores and iOS. So that will be another one which is there. Now, of course, there will be, the fraudsters will keep on devising their own ways and means, but we should go after them, and we should facilitate all kinds of means to people to know exactly which is the right way to invest, and the people need to be circumspect. This particular system will roll out on the 1st of October. We are now, because we are issuing the circular, therefore we are conveying through you that such a system is going to come, and now rest of the people, all of the people are getting notified today and to start their respective jobs so that we are able to meet with the October 1 deadline. Thank you.
Yes, I know hands are going to go up. So, we will stick to the topic of the day, and we will, get more enlightened about it. I know some smiles and some specific, this is guided towards me. But let's have it this way so that one is we delve deeper in the issue, and two is we can start a dialogue on this, which probably will reach crescendo by October. And we are here. Please ask. Thank you.
सर, इस NPCI ये जो हैंडल है @valid, इससे 5 लाख तक की पेमेंट हो पाएगी, और अगर इससे ज्यादा की पेमेंट है जिसके लिए मुझे RTGS या IFSC कोड का अगर इस्तेमाल करना है, तो वो कैसे वैलिड हो पाएगा कि आपके पास डेटा तो है जिसका जो भी रजिस्टर्ड एंटिटीज हैं उनके बैंक अकाउंट्स हैं, बट अगर कोई फ्रॉडस्टर है, उसको मैंने अपना IFSC दिया है और मैंने अपना बैंक का नाम दिया और मैं क्लेम कर रही हूँ कि मैं आपको अच्छी इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइस दूंगी, इतना रिटर्न दूंगी, तो एक फ्रॉडुलेंट का कैसे आप वार्निंग इशू करोगे अगर वो 5 लाख से ज्यादा की रकम है?
देखिए, सेबी चेक जो सिस्टम हम यहाँ पे दिखा रहे हैं, उसके हिसाब से आप कभी भी बैंक अकाउंट को भी आप चेक कर सकते हैं, आप उसका UPI हैंडल चेक कर सकते हैं। तो आप सेबी चेक में डालेंगे, या तो आप उनका UPI ID मांग लीजिए, या आप बैंक अकाउंट चेक करना करते हैं तो IFSC कोड बैंक अकाउंट आप चेक कर लीजिए, वहां से वो सेबी चेक आपको बता देगा ये वैलिड है कि नहीं है।
तो सेबी चेक एक अलग चीज करनी पड़ेगी लेकर मुझे बैंक?
वो आपको दोनों चीजें हमने दिखाई हैं। एक हमने दिखाई है कि हम वैलिड हैंडल करने जा रहे हैं, जब आप उसको UPI से करेंगे तो आपको वो वैलिड हैंडल @valid वाला दिखेगा और उसमें वो वाला दिखेगा। दूसरा, आपको यदि जानना है किसी भी समय, कोई कहता है कि आप इस अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर कर दीजिए, अब वो हमको कैसे पता कि ये अकाउंट सही है कि नहीं, क्योंकि वो तो अब किसी अपस्टॉक्स के नाम पे कर रहा है या जीरोधा के नाम पे कर रहा है या किसी और ब्रोकर के नाम पे कर रहा है, और वो ये आपको बता रहा है कि मैं वो हूं जो वो नहीं है, इम्पर्सनेशन है। लेकिन आपके पास जानने का ढंग क्या है? जानने के ढंग हमको विस्तृत करने होंगे। एक तो आप व्हाइट लिस्टेड ऐप में हमारी ऑलरेडी हैं सब एक्सचेंजेस में, लेकिन अब लोग नहीं जानते हैं तो वो ऐप को चेक नहीं करते। लोगों ने उसी तरह से बिल्कुल उसी सिमिलर लुकिंग ऐप्स बनाई हुई हैं, तो वो उसमें फंस जाते हैं। फिर हम ये कह रहे हैं कि प्ले स्टोर में ये करेंगे तो वेरीफाइड ही हो उसमें, और अनवेरीफाइड यदि आएंगे तो नहीं, तो वो एक बहुत बड़ा कदम होगा, और उस कदम की ओर हम बढ़ रहे हैं और काफी पहुंच चुके हैं उसके नजदीक। तो वो हम आपको अनाउंस करेंगे जब वो होगा। तीसरा, हमने कहा है कि सेबी चेक हम ये इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं कि आप जब भी आपको बैंक अकाउंट कोई चाहिए, तो आप कभी भी कोई कह रहा है कि कोई पैसा तो वो बैंक अकाउंट में ही मांगेगा, तो बैंक अकाउंट में या तो वो UPI से आप ट्रांसफर करो, या आप IMPS से करो, या आप RTGS से करो, या आप नेफ्ट से करो, तो उस अकाउंट को आप चेक कर सकते हो कि ये रजिस्टर्ड एंटिटी का है कि नहीं है।
आज जो ऐलान किया था उसके बाद देश भर में इसकी चर्चा होगी, और मेन तौर पर जो रिटेल निवेशक होंगे उनमें जिज्ञासा हो जाएगी कि क्या आपको अक्टूबर से जो हमारी SIP कट रही है वो जारी रहेगी या नहीं। तो आपके जरिए सर यही समझना चाहते हैं, रिटेल निवेशकों को तो इतना कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं, उनकी SIPs वगैरह तो जारी ही रहेगी, और फ्रॉड को रोकने के लिए जिस तरह का आपने बताया कि जो पैसे मांगता है उसे पैसे दिए जाते हैं, तो जहां पर भी वैलिड नहीं हो उसे इनवैलिड मान लिया जाए।
हाँ, जहाँ पे वैलिड नहीं है वो इनवैलिड, जब वो इंट्रोड्यूस होगा तो यदि वो सिस्टम में यदि वो इनवैलिड आ रहा है तो आप सावधान हो जाइए, आप बिल्कुल मत करिए उसमें।
यानी जहाँ पर भी सर आप ट्रांसफर कर रहे हो उस हैंडल में वैलिड होना जरूरी है, और बिना वैलिड के जो भी पेमेंट है वो सेबी रजिस्टर्ड नहीं, और उसमें आपको ध्यान रखना है कि आपके साथ होगा
जी
फ्रॉड हो।
जी, तो वो होगा, जब वो लागू होगा तो इसी तरह से होगा, और उस तरह से हम लोगों को समझाएंगे भी। अभी आज हम जैसे जारी कर रहे हैं तो लोगों को समझाने के लिए तरह तरह का हमको और भी मतलब अच्छे ढंग से समझाना भी होगा, वाइडर कैंपेन करनी होंगी, और वो कैंपेन भी हम लोग सारे हमारे सेबी के इंटरमीडियरीज के साथ मिलके, मार्केट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इंस्टीट्यूशंस के साथ मिलके करेंगे, क्योंकि ये एक कॉमन हमारी समस्या है। देखिए, टेक्नोलॉजी से हम टेक्नोलॉजी तो हम अडॉप्ट करना ही है, टेक्नोलॉजी के बिना तो चारा नहीं है, लेकिन टेक्नोलॉजी से जो उसके दूसरे जो समस्याएं उभरी हैं, उनको जो मिसयूज करते हैं, अब्यूज करते हैं, उसके लिए भी हमको कदम उठाने पड़ेंगे, और ये एक महत्वपूर्ण कदम हम उठा रहे हैं।
So what happens in the transition? What about it if there is any breach where you're saying like invalid kind of account is linked?
मैं समझा नहीं आप क्या कह रहे हैं।
In case there is a breach, wherever you find this regulation which you are bringing in, like invalid account and a kind of complaint is there, is there any separate penalty or kind of action which you are planning? I mean, somebody who's not following?
नहीं, ये तो सब कुछ करना ही पड़ेगा, नहीं तो आएगा ही नहीं पैसा। जो भी रजिस्टर्ड है वो तो सब लोगों को करना ही पड़ेगा ना, और अनरजिस्टर्ड जो हैं, जो उसका अनरजिस्टर्ड होके जो फ्रॉडस्टर अपना बना रहे हैं, उनके पास ये नहीं होगा। तो मेन चीज है कि हमको ये बात पहुंचानी पड़ेगी कि ये इस तरह से आप अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट कर सकते हैं, कि ये हमने टूल आपको दिया, इससे चेक कर लीजिए, इसको करिए तो ऐसे हो जाएगा। तो ये विभिन्न जो हम कह रहे हैं मेथड से हम ये कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि जो इन्वेस्टमेंट साइड, सिक्योरिटीज मार्केट में लोग आ रहे हैं इन्वेस्टमेंट के, उनके फंड्स जो हैं वो फ्रॉडस्टर्स इस तरह से अपने बैंक अकाउंट में चोरी ना कर ले जाएं।
So one question on the any budget or any amount earmarked for the promotions or marketing of this scheme, because it has to be made reachable to every kind of investor, and for the investor education program also for the next 2 years that we're going to carry out. So any budget or amount that has been earmarked for the same from SEBI?
नहीं, जितनी भी जरूरत होगी वो है हमारे पास। इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रोटेक्शन फंड भी है, विलिंगनेस भी है, फंड्स भी हैं, और मीडिया तो आई थिंक आप तो हमारे साथ हैं ही।
So what happens? You said that existing SIPs which are in UPI we can continue, and still going to be a transition time that you give for them to move to valid UPI.
हाँ, वो सब इसीलिए जो वो टाइमलाइंस हैं वो हमारी दी गई हैं, वो आपको सीमलेस होगा, आपको कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगी। कोई इन्वेस्टर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से कोई सीमलेस होगा, उनके हिसाब से भी सीमलेस होगा।
So at some point in time the investors will have to revalidate themselves for the
नहीं, उनको इन्वेस्टर्स को करने की जरूरत नहीं, ये तो ट्रांजैक्शन है। जब वो उस दिन के बाद जब ये लागू हो जाएगा, उस दिन के बाद जब भी ट्रांजैक्शन करेंगे, उस दिन से उनको रजिस्टर्ड को जब भी वो ट्रांसफर करेंगे तो उनको वैलिड दिखना शुरू हो जाएगा, और यदि उस दिन से उसके बाद नहीं दिख रहा है तो वो न करें।
No, but I didn't get it. We already have deductions by mutual funds from.
नहीं, उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, वो तो जा रहा है। नहीं, उसमें
Can you
कोई
also repeat in English? There may be non-Hindi.
No,
viewers also.
there is absolutely, there will be no difficulty for existing SIPs
You don't
and
have to change anything.
no, nothing. I think there will be no difficulty with the investors. It will be going forward. It will be available for the people when they will come. They will seamlessly they will be able to come to those handles, because these handles will be for the
Prospective.
for the intermediaries, not for you. You don't have to do anything.
Sir, Sami, what percentage of...
You want to add?
On these two things, first is that existing mutual fund SIPs, they don't have to migrate to the new handle. Only when they are creating a new SIP or their existing SIP expires and they want to renew, then only they will have to use the new UPI handle. That is first. Second thing is there is a glide path. Even if this circular will come into effect on 1st of October, the intermediaries can use their existing normal UPI handle for 60 days from there, after also. And after that, they have to discontinue their existing UPI handle. So for investors, there won't be any problem. They will have the benefit of both the handle during those 2 months, from October 1 to December 31st.
So
November 31st.
This is applicable only for those people who transfer money through UPI.
That's right.
Not through bank.
No.
Through bank to the demat account.
No, as I explained,
Are not impacted at all.
as I explained that so far as the banks are concerned, you can easily check whether that bank account belongs to a registered intermediary or not through the SEBI check.
So what is SEBI check? If you could just like simplify a bit, that's
So
all.
SEBI check will be a check, just a app or a tool where you can easily check whether this is a valid UPI handle or not of a registered person. That means someone gives you a UPI handle, right? And then to transfer the money, you can simply type it and check it.
So that is an app.
Or if you have a QR code, you can check. So that our app or our tool will tell you that this is not a valid thing for securities
Where is
market.
that based?
And that will be for
Is
bank
it based
account.
on the platform where the transaction is happening, or someone has to go outside the platform and check and come back?
Yes, it has to be outside the check. That is an additional only for those who want to check it, whether the bank account is there.
Why can't it be incorporated at that platform level itself to make it easier?
No, that is-
When you open a new mutual fund, the mutual fund first tells you to verify yourself either through an Aadhaar or a PAN card, and then it allows you to go and put an SIP or anything. Why can't it be done in that way?
No. I mean, what we are saying is that you get XYZ handle or XYZ bank account, and then you say you please transfer this to this account, where the people are really getting defrauded. You are not getting defrauded if you are getting it the right app of the registered thing, or if you are doing through bank brokers, or you are transferring from HDFC. You are not getting defrauded. You are getting defrauded. Someone says that I am so and so, he is not, and he comes with an app and comes with a handle, comes with a bank account, asks you to transfer that amount, and that how do you know that he is the right fellow? Now what we say is that you can check your bank account or a handle and say, sorry, you are not the right fellow.
Sir, how prominent is this nature of fraud, and what percentage of fraudulent activities will be mitigated by this initiative?
Well, we are finding that if you sporadically, every day we hear news from the media that someone or other is playing victim to it. So therefore, it is our duty to provide, the wider tools and awareness for them to check and easily check, so that they don't have to do, because there is a checks possible. They can go to the whitelisted apps, they can do that download only from there. But some of these efforts the people are not doing. So therefore, we are providing it more and more easy, and this will be at a systemic level, because the whole payment system is now, as for a securities market, being developed within the UPI.
But other asset classes could be tapped into to sort of like, no, where SEBI doesn't have any jurisdiction. Like, maybe crypto or something else.
No, we are not talking about that. Let's, I think,
How many intermediaries will have to transition to these verified or validated handles between now and what's the universe of transition?
all the mutual funds and all the brokers.
All IAs, RAs,
Do you
brokers.
have a number of intermediaries that seek transition between now and then?
5,000? It will be all investor-facing intermediaries, and broker is the largest constituent there. So I don't have the exact number, but it will be around 8 to 9,000 intermediaries who will transit to this, and this will be mandatory for them. But it won't involve much cost for them to transit. We already have, consulted the associations.
So one point is that this is a highly consultative process within which this whole system has been developed.
So 31st Jan, so the consultation was issued.
Have you also included the number of REs and IAs in your 9,000?
Yes.
Yeah.
सर केवल निवेशक है समझेंगे करेंगे तो उनको कुछ भी करने की जरूरत नहीं, केवल उनको फ्रॉड से बचने के लिए ये सेबी का प्रयास है और उन्हें किसी भी तरह के अपने जो निवेश के विकल्प है उनमें बदलाव करने की जरूरत नहीं है सर, केवल यही आपको
जी, उनको वो बदलाव करने की नहीं है, लेकिन उनको इन जानकारी लेने की जरूरत है कि ये टूल उनके पास उपलब्ध होगा। तो जानकारी का कोई वो नहीं, कॉस्ट नहीं है, लेकिन जानकारी भी बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि बिना जानकारी के बहुत लोग बहुत नुकसान अपना कर लेते हैं। सो जानकारी पहुंचाना भी एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट, तो टूल भी हो और उसके बारे में जानकारी भी हो।
तो ये भी अक्टूबर तक हो जाएगा टूल भी?
जी, उसी के लिए कह रहे हैं।
So, since we have a new tool now, we will try to integrate the features of the SEBCOM also in this and see how the market finds traction on one of both of them. And if we find that SEBCOM people are already using it, like she mentioned, in excess of 5 crores have already been transferred from 1st October till date. So, if it finds more traction, we will try to make it mandatory. In fact, we had the option, in the consultation paper, we had made it, and we requested for views on whether we should make it optional or mandatory. Since the views were divided, so we kept it optional.
But so far as investment is concerned, because advice is a very small part of it. Investment, so far as investment is concerned, this whole thing will, this is a mandatory thing for everyone in the market, like all intermediaries have to then use valid tools, because then only you can find out that whosoever is not with this UPI handle is actually invalid so far as the investor is concerned. He should not put the money in.
ब्रोकर के लिए या म्यूचुअल फंड के लिए क्या सिंगल बैंक यूपीआई हैंडल ही होगा या मल्टीपल ऑप्शंस होंगे, क्योंकि यूपीआई की क्रैशिंग की इंसिडेंट्स रिसेंटली कई बार हो चुकी हैं।
But brokers can have multiple
options.
So brokers even today are having more than one bank account where customers can give them money. So it will continue. So the handle you saw, only the bank name may change, the rest may remain.
So brokers will have different IPs.
So it will, generally money is always collected by the broker. AP does not handle the money.
APs don't touch the money.
APs don't touch the
So
money.
just to clarify what has been said, the need for a valid UPI tag is mandatory for all intermediaries. The option to whether you pay through UPI or whether you pay through a bank transfer is with the investor. You can continue to pay through a bank account, but as sir said, if you're paying to a bank account and you're doing a first time transfer, please use that SEBI check facility to check, put the IFSC code, put the bank account number, and see if it's a valid registered intermediary. So that's the intent. You can use UPI to make transfers. You can continue to use IMPS, RTGS, NEFT, whatever, but check the account number using the SEBI check facility, which by the way, we'll have links from the SEBI website, we'll have it on our investor website, we'll have on our Sathi app, where you can go and actually check by using the QR code or the details to see whether it's a valid registered.
So you may be aware, or if not, let me make you aware that SEBI has a Sathi app also, where a lot of useful information is there, a separate app. And I think there we would like to put it this safe, the SEBI check there as well, so that it is at one place. But for the interest, for the clarity of the viewers, let me make it clear, this will be implemented from 1st of October. So people should not really be start doing it कि कहाँ गया valid handle अभी नहीं आ रहा उसको अभी हम जारी कर रहे हैं आज, तो उसमें सब लोग तैयारी करेंगे उस हिसाब से और फिर 1st of October से ये लागू होगा.
सर पहले पे राइट नाम था, फिर वैलिड किया, खास नोटिफिकेशन पेपर में पे राइट नाम.
There was
Another entity.
there was some other issues around intellectual property, etc.
Okay.
Sir, could you shed some light on the cyber security part, which you said that in the next 2-year program you will be focusing on? There have been, at least some market players have certain times said that there have been cases of voice phishing, relationship managers and other such situations also, though not exactly falling within the cyber security part, but overall, what are your plans like? Could you give us, shed some more light on that?
Oh, I said that, we will have the wider investor protection awareness campaign. Now, that has got many parts and many nuances and many aspects. So we will have, like frauds is one part of it. But there are others also. Responsible investing. There would be also, how to invest, how to go about doing things. So therefore, now there's already, if you really see SEBI awareness, there is a separate handle where on X where these messages are there. Then different thing, if you see BSC, if you see NSC, you see CSDL, NSDL, everyone is doing MFI, they're all doing investor awareness parts of different kinds. We are trying to bring it together as a consolidated, as a holistic campaign, and a meeting was held, and then we have decided that we'll create a holistic campaign, select the themes, and then, they will be, then the respective responsibility will be divided. And this includes, incidentally, also one-on-one physical one also. Apart from digital campaign, there could be also in several districts and several parts, the investor awareness on physical mode. We have also decided to tie up with the Ministry of Panchayati Raj and take up a much bigger awareness campaign at Panchayat Raj institution level. That will be a very, very big thing there. So we will roll out, and as we fix up the various elements of this campaign, we will let you know. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
One last question. So you kept optional for IA and RA. So isn't this like a bit of a grey area, because we keep on saying that listen to SEBI registered investment advisor. So here, if it's kept optional, so maybe a fraudster say that I chose the optional part.
So the point is, this is again, I didn't want to combine it. Investing is quite different from advice. So let's see, the first one is says investing, when your money is there. Advice is a much smaller part of it. It is a fee. It's basically, fee from one to another. So that part we will be able to handle once we have to take a call of making it mandatory or not mandatory, and whether to integrate or not. We will take a call. That one we are just letting you know that such a things exist as on date, and people are using it. Maybe some people may become aware of it. Thank you.
So can I interpret SEBI check a little widely? Why did SEBI change in the innocent case the board note to engagement note? The corrigible issue.
Out of syllabus.
SEBI check, sir. It is SEBI check.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sangeeta, for adjusting last
For
moment.
such short notice, so nice of you. Thank you. So nice. It went well. We'll be issuing the press release now. So if you want to file, well, this is the release. This is the release. So, Subha, we can issue it. Let's issue it. Embedded.